Hey guys, Gaijin Hunter here, and I just want to give you a highlight of the Capcom TV that they just had on tonight, where they were showing off Hororohoruru, or I like to call Ho-Ho, the great now jester owl in the game, who's our new massive status attack monster. Like think back Giganox and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy. So here they're showing off the aerial dual blades and also the guild greatsword. I just want to again show you some highlights of how it moves, how it walks, and stuff like that. So this monster does a lot of screaming, a lot of status attacks. You'll see one coming up here where when it hits you, it's this like yellow dust. It reverses all your controls. So up is down, left is right, and vice versa. So they keep saying, hey, well, if you get used to hunting with backwards controls, you don't have to worry about it. But let's face it, that's going to be a real pain. Good thing is you can eat a bitter bug, and that will actually cure the orientation. We also see here with the great sword that the actual owl's wings are tough, which is nice to know. We also get a sneak peek at its sonic beam here, which puts you to sleep. And the area styles just look really fun, especially with dual blades. You gotta be careful because if you do a jump in a jump, you go a little too high like he does here, and you can definitely whiff a lot if you're not careful. It is nice to see that if you do charge moves or stuff like that, it automatically repositions you. This is the super for the dual blades. You can actually change the direction, and it's a 3-hit combo, so that's pretty cool. Just really love the effects. It's so flashy, it's so crazy, I love it. And here we see the player get hit with the status effect that makes them all confused. And if you eat the bitter bug, it solves it. I'm hoping Lucent Narga's in this game because his armor allows you to cure all status effects. Now this is a funny one. So this is the aerial gun lance and aerial switch axe. I'm not really showing the switch axe because we've seen it before. But here you can just see how annoying the Hororo can become. He's trying so hard to show off some shelling, but he keeps getting hit. Now he's falling asleep and so forth. So he had quite a hard time. But one of the things that they were showing off was the idea that as you shell, if you watch the gauge, it goes up towards the right. And as it goes to the right, you actually get more powerful attacks with your lance. So it's actually a good thing. But watch how much it goes up when he does shelling. It goes up a little bit. When he does a full burst, though, it jumps a whole lot. Which is actually really important because you don't want to. You can use full burst early to get to red. But when you're in red, which we'll see a little bit later, he actually overheats, and that's really bad. So here it is going up 1 per shot. And if you do a full burst with all 5 shots, it just shoots all the way to the right for the amount of 5 different shots. They didn't say exactly how much it raises your attack power, so I'm very interested. So if you notice here, he's at red, and he's going to do a Wyvern's Fire. Wyvern's Fire is interesting, though, because it's not really the same as an overheat. It overheats you, so it locks your gauge down, but it locks it in a very specific position. So if you watch here, he's in red, and he's going to do a Wyvern's Fire, and it's going to push him back about 5 shots worth into the orange, not all the way down to yellow. So if you're using if you know how to time it right, I think if you do a Wyvern's Fire while you're in deep red, it can actually land you in red, and then you can then enjoy higher attack power for like 2-3 minutes. So here we see, watch, I'm going to skip ahead. It's locked in orange, and 2 minutes later, once it's gone, you'll see coming up here, it's now back in orange. It doesn't go all the way to the left, so it's not the same as overheating. Now, as the switch axe player was playing, I went ahead and just forwarded it, but I watched the player really close, and in this condition, he actually did a full burst, which forced him to overheat, which knocked his gauge all the way to the left, and it stayed there for quite some time. So this is something that you're going to want to be careful not to do if you're using the lance as well, which I imagine is probably the best way to play it, especially if you're doing long or normal shot. So interesting mechanic, it's very cool to see. And then finally the super for the gun lance, which is this huge napalm kind of bomb, which is pretty cool. Two things worth mentioning is that they did mention that in this game, when someone is mounting a monster, you can attack it all you want. It's not going to knock the player off, and in fact, it makes it easier for them to succeed in the mount. This is a cool change I'm very happy to see. The other thing that they mentioned was that the iframes on the roll, when you're in aerial style, it does have invincibility frames, but it's tighter than that of a normal evade. So it's nice to know that it's harder to evade through attacks, but it's also cool to know that you do have that ability to do it. So there it is. I mean, get ready for the longer video once they release it in just a day or two. I didn't want to just post 20 minutes of the hunts because, quite frankly, they didn't hunt very well. So it was actually a little frustrating to watch. But again, you can watch it on their official YouTube page once they upload it. And I have to say something. I know I sound like a complainer, but I'm a little sour at them for their retweeting campaign. They went on their website and they asked people for an entire week to tweet out what weapons and styles you wanted to see them use, and that whatever the viewers chose is what they were going to have them do. And literally on this channel, they just said, oh yeah, aerial dual blaze was popular, and then you just went to the next paper and completely told everyone, oh, just hunt with what you want. And that was a little upsetting because you don't ask for a retweet campaign and then not follow through. And then today they were doing a Twitter thing where they were asking people to use the hashtag and write questions for the producer, and they would, because they were looking to ask him questions. They didn't ask him any. I know it's live, so maybe they forgot, but still, it was really disappointing. But anyway, we got to see some really cool Hororohoruru footage, so I hope you guys look forward to a longer hunt and enjoy this little tidbit. And I'm going to Sendai this weekend to play the demo, and I'm super excited to do a video and tell you all about it. Until next time, happy hunting.